open it.
Yes, there we are. Hello, everyone. Oh, not muted. Not muted. Can you guys be talking?
I'm sorry to do this right off the bat, Cry.
What?
But
What?
Our beloved ghost fucker's name does look like it reads condom.
Looks like conduit to me.
Hold on.
I see condom.
All right, well, condom, whatever.
That's only because Apom instilled that in my. He just.
Why'd you do it? If you hadn't done it, it would have been fine.
I love.
Oh my god! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Cry.
Yes.
Critical Venture has 69 followers.
I know. That's why, no one else follow. If you're watching this and you're not a follower, don't follow. Just subscribe, but without following. That's the power move.
And that's not reverse psychology. We need this.
No, I will kick you. I will ban you if you follow.
I'll hack into your account and unfollow for you if you follow this.
You're not allowed to follow. It's forbidden. It's forbidden. You guys, I'm looking at Foundry. Some of you are on the bar screen, and Apom and I are on the one that we should be on. Can you?
How do I not be on the bar screen?
If you unpause the game, will it fix it?
No. Do you have options at the top of the screen that say Barons?
I have the cold dead hand.
So is that the only one at the top?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try something. Activate this.
Why does Jed
And
look
now,
like that
if
guy
I activate this,
Something's happening. The Baron Street is loading.
Okay. So I just had to load it while you're all in. Okay, so now you've got all your characters here. Yeah, don't move them just yet, but you're here. So if someone follows, I'll unfollow. Thank you, Resh. I don't have the alerts up either, so I won't even know. That's a shame. Because I haven't set them up on this screen. Which is the case with most of my screens. I mostly just don't want to know if people are subbing or anything like that.
I choose not to engage.
Don't tell me. I don't care. I don't want to hear about it.
Community.
I love the rusted look of the TV monitor.
Yes.
That's all me. It was a clean TV. I made it look rusted.
Ooh, it looks great.
Why'd you
Not
shit
so talented.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that my purple light looks perfect with the background and everybody else's looks like shit.
Sorry, I'm flashing her. Okay.
So
This is the second game in... This is also the second game in a row where someone has used a snap filter for their character. Just we played Pathfinder on Sunday, and Matt was a cat with a Spanish accent.
Cats music.
Could be cats.
If you imagine, what's the fucking musketeer cat from Shrek?
Puss in Boot.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Pussy
and
Boots.
then that, but in sort of... No, it's actually the same time, I guess.
Yeah.
That character, but it defeats slimes.
Yeah, but he fights slimes.
And it has little robot.
And he has robots, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this sounds great.
But I'm not involved in that one, so let's do Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shut up and start.
I'm starting.
Okay.
So
Yell at me.
last game you spoke to Horatio, who suggested that you move to Denver temporarily, just to escape the heat that you brought down on yourselves from the mafia and potentially from one of the Japanese mega corporations who are well known for not being polite or friendly in any way. Or they're polite, but they're not friendly. So
good. Well, at least they're polite.
Yeah.
I think that's all that matters.
So you took
Manners maketh man.
I was what Stoop said.
Horatio Pussio. So
That's his full name.
yeah. So you're in the streets outside the Cold Dead Hand, which is the bar that you tend to hang out. And Laxlam, just give me a second. I'll introduce you in a moment. So don't feel obliged to jump in just yet.
Good.
So you're outside. It's raining. The skies are a miserable grey colour. The rain might even be slightly acidic, but it's not so bad that you can't weather it for the moment. Leon's van. Apom's a bit quiet. Well, he'll have to adjust his microphone because I think he's using.
I'm at full volume, but I will shout.
Okay. So I'll have a look in a second. Leon's got his van from his family home and brought it to
The shag wagon.
Yeah. It's basically it's a Ford Econo van, beaten up and crappy, covered in all manner of filth. And Jed's horse, which is actually a motorbike, but we all refer to it as a horse. His steel horse is parked behind the van, along with Amendment's giant Harley motorcycle. You're standing out in the rain, just sort of having a conversation with Horatio, and he's going over the last sort of preparation. So he's like, right, you're gonna have to do border crossings. I said, just be charming, be cool about the whole thing, and just try not to cause too much hassle, because those border guards, they mean business, and if you fuck around with them, they're gonna shoot you. Maybe if you can find a place to cross where they're not set up, because there are some, back roads that smugglers use. I don't know much about them, but I'm sure you guys are resourceful enough to find them. You're gonna have to pass through a couple different nations on your way. Gonna have to go through the Salish surroundings of us, and then down through the Sioux Nation, and then you'll get to Denver. The crossings, they're not any worse or more difficult than normal. Whatever you do, don't veer west. I know you guys love west. Don't veer west, because you'll end up in the tier, which is in case you guys don't know, I'm saying this for Jed's benefit, it's an elvish nation, and they don't take very kindly to non-elves. So I suggest, since none of you are elves, and one final thing, I've got someone. Yeah, I got someone who's got a little magical experience beyond the ghost fuckery.
Come on.
And he's gonna help you out. He's gonna come with you, help you get set up. Trust me on this. You're gonna think I'm insane, but trust me on this. And then he whistles with and a dog comes paddling, like rushing across the street.
Is this like a person with a dog head, or is this like a full-on
No,
dog?
it's a dog. Look at it, just a dog. What do you think? The dog's just sitting
Hello,
there.
everyone.
Remember, you can't talk. You have to
Amendment
use...
Amendment just like puts his head in his hands because we've had pets before.
Don't worry, Amendment. Like, Horatio sees your expression. Says, "Don't worry, Amendment. He's an awakened dog. He's as smart as a person."
Does he eat eggs? It's kind of all got.
I don't know if he eats eggs. I don't think dogs are meant to eat eggs, but who knows? He'll know. He'll know what he can eat. He's just nodding.
Great to know that in hindsight.
He can't talk.
He can talk mentally if he chooses to. He's got like telepathy.
Mm.
Do you want to try and do that now, Mr. Pippins, or do you?
And I'm like, just as a point of interest, don't look into my head.
Alright, I'm gonna sort of turn towards Amendment then and see if I can talk
Okay.
to them.
So if you go into your this is going to be fun. If you go into your character sheet, so you can get that just by clicking on your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to roll for it.
He has to roll to talk to us.
Well, he has to roll to set up the telepathy. If he just rolls his mind net, so if you go to your magic, and you'll see mind net extended, and there's a little little icon next to it, and it'll turn into dice when you mouse over it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just click that. And we'll... So once he does this, it'll be set up for all of you guys.
What if he fails? Does that mean
You
he'll
can set it
never
up
be able
later.
to talk to us?
No, you can set it up later. Although that would be great. Like, he fails the one check
is
he
it
needs to be able to
forever?
communicate with you. Now,
I'm just gonna go with a normal.
yeah, don't worry about any adjustments or anything.
Okie dokie.
Normal shaped head, so you don't have to like extra fire it in.
It's not concave
Okay.
where all your telepathy bounces out again.
Yeah.
All right, so it's all good. Everyone is successful. You don't have to do any drain by the look of it. It's all good. Yeah, so now you are all mentally connected to Mr. Pippins, who can talk to you through telepathy.
Normal sentences that people say.
You're now telepathically connected to the dog your dwarf manager gave you.
Oh my
Magic
god.
dog.
Evening Hall. Pleasure to be
feel
part of the
Jesus
journey.
fucking Christ.
I feel like Jed wouldn't get it, and he'd just be like constantly looking around.
Jed's totally in a world of his own. He sees the dog and he appreciates the dog, but he doesn't ever, I think, connect the dots.
Connect the dogs, if you will.
He just assumes that it's like a ratio talking or someone else in the party talking whenever the dog talks.
Or a ghost, because he's more likely to believe ghosts because of Leon. Talking dog.
Oh, Horatio says, "Well, I suggest you guys get a move on as soon as you can. I don't think anybody's cottoned on to the fact that you're leaving. So maybe if you'll just sort of rush out, I suggest driving out into the Barrens a bit further and crossing there. Don't go into the city and try to cross across the borders there. You'll have a hell of a time. So go north and then east.
A map or something. I think
Yeah,
the
you
standards
got a
of
map.
what we know.
Your car's got a computer in it. It's got a map on it. Use that.
It's got a what? She put a what?
All
My
cars
fucking wife.
All cars have that. It's like the future. It's got a GPS built into it.
Okay.
From your wife, didn't you?
Yeah. My wife modded out the car while I was gone.
she got things attached to it that are meant to be there in the 20s, 70s.
It's got one of those furry steering wheel covers.
It's got a bead seat
dies,
cover,
or
a beaded seat cover for you.
It's not even.
I'm
that
imagining,
those weren't
like-
there before. It's just they're clean now.
I'm imagining horrifically there's like a baby car seat in the back and you just fling it out. You're like,
I'm like, I don't even know what I was using this for.
it's this tiny seat, and then just get rid of it.
I kind of pick up the seat and I look at the dog, and I look back to the seat and I'm like, no, I don't think no.
Dogs don't need baby seats.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We'll go.
There's also space in the back for you to load the bikes into if you want to all be in the van. Unless you all want to drive in like a convoy.
No, I'm good to just sort of sleep in the van.
What about
It'll
you,
be a little
Amendment?
squeezy, but
I'm gonna ride on my bike, bro.
Okay, so Amendment rides.
don't leave me in a car with him.
So,
I'm not getting in the car with you guys. You know. Like,
so Mr. Pippins, Jed, and Leon get into the van. They load up Jed's bike into the back of the van. Amendment's motorbike is.
He's like, whoa there, girl. You can do it.
Who is driving the van?
I think it'd be me.
Leon? Does Leon have any ability to drive?
That's irrelevant, really, at this point. I don't
No.
think that. Okay,
Leon
first of
has
all-
zero. So Leon can drive, but not well.
Yeah.
I need to drive well.
No. Literally point A to point B at this point.
Amendment can drive very well though. Okay, so you all pile into the car, and you drive off. So who's sitting where? So Leon's in the driver's seat. Who takes the passenger seat? Who takes shotgun?
The dog.
Yeah,
surely.
Mr. Pippins jumps in
Yeah.
shotgun.
It was the first window I could see, so I'm like, yes, window sit.
And Jed is sitting in like I'm assuming sitting in like the middle of the back seat, just staring forward out the window.
Jed's sitting on like the gear stick.
He's like, this car is uncomfortable. Don't like
Yeah.
it.
Oh, this car is too comfortable.
Leon's like, I wish I was right. This is why I don't bring my van. This is why I ride on
Yeah.
the back of a Memmon's
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Surprisingly, not the weirdest thing that's happened in my van, but I'd rather it didn't happen.
So the
Human people.
the van and the motorbikes are fully charged. You've got a bunch some snacks in there that Horatio's bought you. It's mostly just
Aw.
like chips and like soft drink.
That's so sweet, though.
Yeah, well, he's looking after you. He's always looking
Yeah,
after you.
despite everything.
Just because Jed hates him, he looks after you guys. So yeah, you head out into the Barrens. And as your cars take off, and as you're driving, you can you get like a montage, like a tableau of what it's like in the Barrens. Like you see some gangsters robbing someone on the sidewalk. You see a stuffer shack, like a convenience store that you went to not that long ago, but now it's just a burnt out husk. It looks like it's been
Well, the
blown up
villain
by
lives there.
something. What's that?
Dylan the villain lives there.
Oh yeah, it's Dylan. You see a dejected Dylan standing outside, just like, well, not dejected,
Yeah.
just emotionless Dylan standing outside in the rain. Mr. Pippins has his head out the window as you drive along. Amendment's leading the convoy out front, driving their giant motorcycle.
Leon keeps like getting a bit too close to the back wheel, and Amanda's like, "Fuck off!" Leon's like, "Go."
Yeah, Leon.
He just like brake checks Leon every
Yeah.
like intermittently.
Occasionally, Leon will like pass out of the wheel. And Mr. Pippins kind of reaches across with his paw.
Yeah.
So you drive for several hours until you're out of the Barrens, because the Seattle Metroplex that's sort of engulfed by the Salish Shi nation, because you're kind of in the middle of all that, is still very large. So you drive out and you find some dirt. Well, they once were paved, but it looks like the pavement has worn away or been stolen or something, and so now they're just sort of dirt/mud roads, and they lead out. And you notice the buildings getting sparser, and you really haven't been out here. Like Jed might remember something like this from his childhood, potentially. But the rest of you, this is not something you really have seen. It's like there's some trees, and like trees aren't a thing that you see.
God, I bet I could piss on that.
Yeah.
Leon's thinking the exact same thing.
I know.
But trees aren't a thing that you see in the city. And like there's some plant life out here, and maybe some like you start in the distance, you see some hills that are kind of got some, and like the leaves are obviously like off color, and it's not very good. Like the toxic nature of the city is kind of oozed out here, but it looks a lot healthier than the landscape you're used to. And you drive for several hours until you reach what the map tells you is the border, and the dirt road kind of veers off to a main road, and down that main road is the you can't see it, it's that far away, but down that main road is the border crossing, and it's sort of up to you whether you want to try and cross the border legally or whether you want to try and sneak across the border into the Salish Shi nation.
What would we need legally, like papers?
Yeah, and the thing about being Shadowrunners is you don't have papers. You were all born into situations where you weren't registered with a SIN, an SIN, which is like a serial identification number.
Leon was registered with plenty of sins.
But that number is kind of like what's registered to the state to say who you are, what's your birthday, what you do, where you live. And, people below a certain, economic point don't have those because they get sort of born in squalor where people don't come and check that sort of thing. And that's kind of where you all come from. So you don't really have that kind of... Like, you've got fake ones, but the whole thing about those fake ones is they can only stand up to a certain amount of scrutiny. And if you sort of hold up your fake ID to the Border Patrol and they decide that they don't like it... Obviously, Mr. Pippins doesn't have to worry about this because they will just assume he's a dog.
They will be correct. In fact, he's a dog.
Well, he is a dog, yes.
So, we're not very good at sneaking, though.
But we are good
Well,
at
I'm
sneaking
not.
our way through.
I'm not good at You guys are good at sneaking.
How
and
do we
I've
sneak a
failed
van?
every sneak.
Well, I mean, you could go off-road. It's not a matter of, like,
Picture this.
physically, like, creeping along. It's more just a matter of finding
I
a
have a
way
question.
around. Yes?
Is there like a fence or a wall sectioning off
No.
these different...
Like, I mean, they might have started to build one, but the funding never came through, so there's
The
like...
reason I ask is it possible to build a ramp? And is it possible to just great escape it over the top?
Well, you could just
It would
drive
be,
through
like,
the forest, like it's a
sneaky.
forest.
Okay, picture this. Hear me out. They think the dog is just a dog, right? They're not going to ask the dog for papers. We hide in the back of the van. We get the dog to drive the van. And they'll
Hell
be like,
yeah.
oh, just dog things. And
So-
let the dog through.
So, Leon brings up this plan, and what... So Amendment... sounds like Amendment's reaction is that's a good plan?
No! Maybe. Fun.
Fuck.
But no.
Do we have like a... Does anyone on us have like a better fake ID than the other one?
Well, let's double check. I don't think Jed has anything in that regard.
I don't have nothing. I ain't got anything.
Yeah, Jed's got no fake IDs. Yeah, nothing.
I do have 2 pistols.
Crystals?
Pistols.
Crystals.
Crystals.
Is this where we need a sexy lady on our team
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
seduce the
I can
guard?
try and seduce.
Actually, it looks like none of you have them set up. So
Fuck.
Oh, good.
you could potentially, like, you were still within, like, comlink range. You could potentially call Horatio and see if he can set something up for you.
Ooh.
Because it's
Now
all...
let's bush bash. Let's bush bash.
We could bush bash.
Okay.
Maybe for this bush bashing, I will put the bike in the van and drive the van.
That sounds like a good
Because
That's
you
a
know
good idea.
Leon's just gonna fucking spaghetti arm and like...
Yeah. And we're all gonna die, so maybe yeah. Let's
Again,
put the,
not the worst that could
I
happen.
should
Yeah,
let chat know that Stoop had a vision that Amendment would die.
Oh my god, it was so graphic. It was such
You
a
know how?
graphic dream. No, I think it was me in the dream, but I was him and he was me. I think I'd been shot like a lot, but I also looked burnt, so I'm not really sure. It was a really big battle and you guys were in trouble. And I
Cry's
saved
writing this
you.
down now, being like,
I already read it in our chat. Did you not read it? Did you not read it in our chat?
3.
Chimp.
Okay, well, my crush is gone.
You know, opening emails and messages stresses me.
I didn't email you. I didn't send you a fucking email.
Chimp@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Hi,
chimp.
just wanted
To
to let you
whom it
know.
may
Kind
concern.
regards. Yeah.
I had a dream where my character.
I do that to you guys all the time, but the emails always bounce, which is kind of sad. I think you guys
Emailing
gave me the
Stoop
wrong
Kid
email.
0 or Stoop Kid?
Oh, true. Maybe you
Yeah,
guys gave me,
Stoop
like...
Kid's a cunt.
Won't give up.
Okay,
Won't move
yes.
aside for 0.
No. I'm driving. We're
Yeah.
bush bashing.
Okay, so you're driving. So you basically you're not within like visual range of the border crossing. So you're kind of safe to do this here. You kind of wait till there's no cars around, although it's very quiet out here, and then you kind of just drive the van off the road and into the bush, into the forest. And it's not a it's not too difficult, but it does require like some attention from you. So I'll get you to roll I think it's called Pilot Groundcraft in your skills.
That's my car's name.
Okay, I'm looking at the street.
Okay, so if you click your name and get your
Where's
sheet
my
up.
name?
You know your sheet
Right.
on the...
Your character stoop, if you double click your character.
The little
Where?
tabs at the very top right.
On the top right.
Then it's the third one across with the little people. Click that, and then it'll say play
Oh,
characters.
yeah,
Click that,
yeah,
it'll open the
okay.
folder.
Okay, thank you.
So,
All right, and what am I doing?
so go into
Right?
your sheet, and if you
Yes.
see where it says like skills. Are you on that tab? The
Yes.
skills tab.
Yes.
If you go to the
Yes.
bottom left corner and scroll down to P, you'll see
scrolling.
Pilot Groundcraft, and you just click that. Click the words
All right,
Pilot
yes.
Groundcraft.
Okay. And just normal?
Yeah, no specializations, because it's not a bike.
But if you drive it like a bike, I think we might have better.
That's true.
So you get through the forest. But as you're driving, like Amendment gets like, you know, the adrenaline, the America is great adrenaline pumping, and sort of and Leon, you're probably like sitting in the back seat watching Amendment just
no,
like,
we're all still squished.
oh, you're all
It's
squished
like
together
Mr.
in the
Pippin's
front
at the
seat.
window. Jed,
So you-
next to Pippins,
Yes.
me, and then Amendment, all in the front seat.
Physically work with my
Yeah.
huge
You're basically
body,
sitting like when parents take their kids to like drive and the kid sits
Yeah.
in the parent's lap. You're like that, and Amendment's just
Yeah,
sitting.
I'm on Jed's lap, and then
No,
Mr.
and you're on
Pippins is
Amendment's
my
lap. Jed would not
Yeah,
tolerate anyone on his lap. I don't think.
I'm on Amendment's
Yeah,
lap,
I
like
think
trying to push
Jed,
the pedals.
Yeah.
Sort of like his face is sort of like against the dog's leg, like that, like the top of like the shoulder, like that, and his body is sort of pressing against Leon like that, as Leon is splayed across Amendment's lap.
Yeah.
And Amendment, I'm sure, is enjoying that thoroughly.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm sitting on the handbrake all of a sudden.
I'm focused. I am focused on the road and the music. There's American classic music playing, and it's like Born in the USA.
Yeah,
That's what I.
Bruce Springsteen. And...
Yeah, I've got it
Yeah.
on a loop.
Amendment is a massive Bruce Springsteen fan. Doesn't realize
Yeah.
that Bruce Springsteen like hates America.
But Amendment doesn't understand America really, so.
He just thinks Bruce is hot.
hmm
The boss.
So
But I'll never tell.
we're driving through the forest, and Leon, you see that Amendment is like hitting an awful lot of trees, and you can hear them like scraping along the underside of the car.
Because I have my eyes shut
Yeah.
while I'm passionately singing Born in the USA.
At one point, like, you hear the back window like just shatter completely.
USA.
Yeah, it's a rough drive,
Yeah.
and as Amendment kind of pulls out onto a dirt road out of the forest and past the border,
Sorry.
the car kind of sputters and rolls to a stop.
No!
So
I
it's
thought
not
I was a good driver.
it's not destroyed, but it looks like it might be a bit overheated from the drive and maybe need a little time. Luckily, it's one of them future cars, so it can kind of diagnose itself and start fixing problems that way. So you're kind of forced to wait it out here in this dirt road in the middle of like a scrubland, somewhere
Past
out
the border?
somewhere out in the forest. Yeah, you're past the border
Yeah,
now.
Oh, cool.
So you're
Well, then I don't see a problem.
yeah.
Yeah, Amendment's like, I literally got us there. So,
Yeah.
also, are we able to? Oh, you're bringing us to it.
Yeah, I'm
I was
bringing you
gonna
to
say,
a
I'm
new
still in
place.
Bring me to the
patient.
new place. No. I like as well, like the fucking clown car thing where like Amendment opens the side door, Leon falls out, Mr.
Like a can
Pippins
of
jumps out the
snakes.
window, Jed kind of collapses out there.
And the dog just majestically leaps over us all.
100%.
And
Amendment
Sniffing.
picks up a stick and is like,
We can use this to fix the car.
"No, I'm throwing it for the dog." I'm trying to. I don't know if it's a dog or a person dog. Amendment is very confused about the dog.
why the dog suddenly turns up and is like just chatting to Amendment in
He's
Amendment's
like,
brain.
"What the?" And then he's just like, "Stick."
Jed sees that Amendment is like throwing a stick for the dog, but doesn't quite. He just probably starts picking up sticks and throwing them for no reason. Throws one at Leon, throws one at the dog.
So
Like,
yeah,
fuck you!
you're standing out here on the side of the road, and it's weird. It's nature. There's insects. You can hear birds.
Oh, we don't like it.
There's
Yeah, no,
trees and grass. It's odd. Yeah.
Leon's having a huge trip, like just
Yeah.
literal bugs, you know.
Mr.
Yes,
Pippins
Finn.
can like chase some bugs and jump around in the air and do dog things.
That is
Leon is,
basically
like,
all I
itchy.
do.
Yeah.
And you
Jed's
can,
trying to shoot bugs.
he's got his revolver just firing in the air.
Yeah.
And while you're doing this, like the computer in the van is sort of ticking away, percentage. It's not an amazing thing that can totally repair itself. Like the windows aren't fixing themselves, and the scratches and dents are still there, but the the overheating it's managing to fix, and some other issues. Although it seems to be that it can't access the grid anymore, which is basically what like autopilot for cars. It can't sort of do that anymore, so now you'd have to drive it manually, which you've been doing anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Poorly, but it's fine.
And after like maybe 45 minutes, you hear the roar of an engine in the distance. Like it sounds like a motorbike, and rolling up to you, you see you see the cloud of dust like far off, in the direction of Seattle, before you see what it is, and there's a bike that rolls up, and it comes to a stop, like a good. That's not the bike. That's Leon's car.
Leon's car too.
It's not wrong. Anyway, I'll fix that. It pulls up.
It's a tiny little van.
It's not
small.
meant to be tiny.
Oh, little van. It's so cute. A little van. Cheeks up to us. And little mini people and little mini cars in this universe.
You're suddenly
Where are you going, strangers?
the van
That's
pulls up.
adorable.
The van
Change
pulls
the
up.
story.
I'm not changing the story to that. And a man in like black motorcycle leathers and a reflective motorcycle helmet. You can't see his face.
Mine is completely black. I'm
he's-
sorry.
He's
There's
slender.
something wrong with
Dark
my
side,
map.
Oh, the vision might be broken. I'll fix this.
Can't break my vision.
I can see it on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can see what the. We shouldn't have it. Yeah, we shouldn't.
It's
see
just
the
that I
tiny
can't
van.
see the tiny van because it's so small. Like
No, that's not it.
that's the story. There's an, and I
Jed
just
thinks
do a
it's a
little.
bug.
Okay. So I'm just going to leave it without vision issues. So you should be able to see.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I see.
And
The
and
dog's blue. Anyway, sorry.
the man in the black sort of motorcycle leathers and the helmet steps up to steps off the bike. And Amendment, you watch as he pulls his helmet off and he sweeps his like floofy blonde
Yes,
hair
Daddy.
that moves, but you recognize him. You see his scarred face and his cybernetic eyes, and you recognize him as Twink Speedo, who is your former lover, who you thought was killed several years ago. He was a combat biking champion, and he looks at you, and he sort of looks at you with his helmet under one arm and says, "We meet again, Amendment. I've been waiting for this.
Can Amendment faint? I want to
Yeah, Amendment can faint.
fucking just drop like a sack of shit onto the ground.
The amendment faints onto the ground.
Just,
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Howdy,
shooketh.
stranger.
I'm shooketh. I'm shooketh.
Twink Speedo was a famous combat biker, and that's a sport where people would ride, would drive around in an arena on motorcycles, basically fighting each other, and until one person or one team emerged victorious, and he was the best at it.
That is so hot.
But-
This is so hot.
But long ago, he made acquaintance with Amendment and Jed, and he ran with the crew for a time until during one of your missions, there was an explosion, and you were forced to leave Twink Speedo behind, and you thought he was dead. You thought he was dead. And it also probably didn't help that Amendment had been hugging him so much that he'd had, like, lower back issues, like real lower back issues.
Related, he does have
Hugging him.
arthritis.
Yeah, just hugging him and, yeah. But you thought he was dead. Like
hugging him?
well, let's
Blowing
say
his
hugging him.
back,
Let's say hugging him. Keep it Twitch appropriate.
Oh yeah, true.
So, but did we ever enter into a relationship?
Yes, you were an item, so you did. And you
So
thought
we hugged.
yeah,
We hugged.
you hugged. Yeah, you thought he was dead. He was
God.
reported dead and everything. But this man here, you can see it in his face. You recognize him, but his eyes have been replaced by cybernetic eyes, and one side of his face is sort of burnt and scarred, and he
Replaced by 2 grenade launchers. At each eye.
and he sort of watches as Amendment faints and says, "Ha, still an old softy."
Can I
my
fucking
God.
help you?
What? Wait, hang on.
Who the fuck are you? He says to Leon when Leon.
Wait, Leon.
Oh, no, I'm fucking
Leon.
asking you.
Leon, listen to me. For once in your goddamn life, listen to me, Leon. Can you do me a favor? Are you able to tell when someone is a ghost? Because this son of a bitch is supposed to be dead.
Listen,
You wish I was
I'm
dead,
not gonna
Jed.
say I've got any. I'm not gonna say I've got any fun magical powers. Maybe I do, but there's a specific area of my body which usually kind of, I don't know, stands to attention, and I'm fucking flaccid right now. This guy's pissing me off.
So he's alive then.
Ugh,
How the hell
worst
did you
kind.
survive, Twink?
Wait,
You
you know
just-
this guy?
You
I
just
wonder if
didn't
this
come
was
back
related,
and
Leon.
you didn't come back and check for me.
There was a big explosion. We had to leave. If we'd stayed behind, we'd all be dead. Apparently,
I
not.
wasn't dead, and I stayed behind.
Yeah, because you were engulfed in flame last we saw. And I'll have you know, we looked at the news reports, we heard the vids, and they all said the same thing, that you fucking died, Mr. Speedo.
They
So
rebuilt
don't come
me.
at me with this attitude.
They rebuilt
Is
me.
this Twink Speedo? No fucking way. Hey, man, if you knew Amendment, you should be lucky you're not a mist right now. Fuck it out. You came out pretty good.
It's true.
I need my revenge, Jed.
Why? On me or Amendment?
On all 3 of you.
What?
I just don't like you. And he points at Liz. I don't like you because you were rude, and I don't like rudeness.
I think he was talking to the dog, by the way. It's Jen
I don't
and
kill
Amendment
dogs.
And this dog.
He sort of.
There's
Okay,
one thing I know,
um,
if there's one thing I know about Twink Speedo is that he would say he wouldn't kill a dog, and then because he is a dog, he'd kill dogs. behind
You know what?
closed doors.
And he says, "I'm done talking," and then he reaches over to his motorbike and picks up what looks like a rocket launcher of some kind. He shoulders it, and then he just fires off a missile at the van.
Can I produce a shield quickly?
Yes,
Is
you
that
can.
allowed?
Yeah, try and roll for it.
Okay,
Amendment's
okay.
kind of waking up now.
Wait, does Mana Barrier count?
Yeah, that's a shield.
Okay. Okay. Normal. Go. Fucking roll it. Roll it.
Okay, you did. So you took some strain damage.
Oops.
I'll just
I was
apply
very-
that to you
I've
now.
been bad
Oh no,
at
you
that.
didn't. No, it's modified, so you didn't take any. So the barrier goes up at the last minute, and like appears in the space between Twink and the van, and the explosion kind of like it seems to hit like an invisible wall, and brush outwards. So spark, hitting the trees and sort of setting them like to smoldering, and sort of rocking you all with like the shockwave of it. But the actual explosion doesn't seem to strike the van. So the van's safe, but you are all kind of knocked around by the explosion.
That wakes me up.
Fuck you.
He tosses the rocket launcher to the side and pulls out a submachine gun and levels it at you, and combat begins.
Shit.
Amendment holds out his hand and says, "Twink, stop.
It's like,
I'm sorry."
It's like, you're not sorry. You didn't even look for me. You just assumed I was dead.
I did look for you.
I don't believe that.
It's true.
You could try and lie to him.
Amendment was inconsolable. This
I-
big lug spent hours and hours and hours searching for you. I can vouch for that.
That's a con roll if either of you want to try and, unless you actually did
Okay.
it. But
I was thinking. I was saying that Jed did not do shit, but Amendment.
yeah.
Would have.
It's like, and he's saying like,
definitely would have.
well, if you did, and then he's like, well, he's like, well, look at you now. You're here with your new twink.
The what? Cuts. I love.
No one replaces Twink Speedo. No one.
It's like this super cut, like fresh, scarred up twink, and then it pans to Leon, and he's just like greasy and looking off to the
Yeah.
side, like, "Gah."
And you traded down Amendment.
Amendment looks at the dog because he's confused because he wouldn't
Yeah.
associate Leon as that yet. He just looks at the dog like,
I just let out a little bark just to pretend that I'm just a dog.
He's like,
Oh,
woof.
Woof. Bark,
I mean, just
bark.
the problem is Amendment, like, he just can't really, he never has been able to, like, express himself well, so.
Well, that's the flaw, because
Yeah.
Twink seems angry, and he's like, you don't even look sad.
I am sad.
I don't believe it.
I missed
For what
you.
it's worth, I haven't seen him this sad in, like, at least half an hour. So
He's like, fuck it,
I can
draw!
take that-
And he pulls out his gun, and combat is ready to begin.
Fuck it. Alright, fuck it. This is. Yeah, I'll do it too. I'll fucking do it too.
Ooh,
I roll.
I'm gonna bring out Cannon, baby.
Jed goes first again, as always.
No, I wanna push these cunts out of the way. This is my fucking fight with my ex-boyfriend, so.
just don't.
What I think Jed does is Jed doesn't attack this move. Jed just looks at Twink and quietly says, "Don't you dare hurt Amendment again." Then moves back.
Like, Amendment
Oh,
hurt
suck
me!
the dog.
This Amendment hurt me.
All shit. And then Jed walks away. The only sliver we've ever seen that Jed actually emotionally cares
knows what's
for
going
his-
on.
for his cousin, uncle, nephew, brother relation.
We never really established, yeah.
Yeah.
Did Amendment roll initiative?
Yeah, oh no, Amendment, sorry, I didn't, I'll put you in now. There you are. You're after Twink.
Fucking beat me, you piece of shit.
I
I
haven't
never
changed
get
Mr.
to go anything other than last.
I haven't changed Mr. Pippin's name or anything, so it just says Fire Dog, but you know who I'm talking
Fire
about.
Go on, get him, fire dog.
So yeah, so Jed's,
Well, we have
Jed's
the same initiatives.
Jed
so-
seems to be like, it's like foregoing his turn to let Amendment deal with this.
Yeah, because this is gonna be pretty emotional for me.
Well, Twink doesn't seem to be all that interested in sort of behaving honorably. So he
Yeah, neither. We're just in a violent
yeah,
fight now.
he just levels
Toxic relationship.
he levels
Yeah.
his gun and fires it in the direction of Amendment. His submachine gun.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Not at the van, please.
Okay, so
No,
it's
not the
My
van.
wagon. My Daihatsu 2007 fuck wagon.
okay. So you can.
Ignore the fact that we're like 25 years in the future.
Do I push defense?
Yeah, you defend.
Do I? No, I have no cover. Do I?
No, not really. You mean you could use
Oh,
Leon
use
as
the dog.
cover, technically.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use.
That's.
Oh no, is that really bad?
I don't think you didn't. Did you use the? Okay. Yeah. That's
Wait,
odd.
can I go again? Wait,
It's odd.
so defense, no cover, active defense, none.
Active defense would be like if you jumped out of the way, but it would take some of your initiative out. So if you want to like shoot back at him in your round,
Yeah, I do.
you'd probably be better suited just kind of either doing a small kind of defense like trying to just dodge out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
So
and that would be
no
a
cover
negative 5.
and dodge.
yeah.
And then roll.
Okay. So you. Alright, so your initiative goes down by 5, but he misses you. The spray and the bullets hit the van. I'm sorry, Leon.
Leon like takes a hit. He's like, oh.
It is now the turn of the fire dog.
Okay.
Bite the shit out of that twink.
Are you gonna do what? There's no idea what's going on. He's just like, what's this?
Yeah.
I'm just excited to be part of the team. You can see my tail's wagging. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna fucking hurt this motherfucker.
First thought is violence.
I'm a dog. What do you expect?
This is true.
What is the range on my fireball?
It should.
He's a mage.
Does it
God,
say
yes.
in the
Range. LOS in brackets A.
line of sight? So yeah, you can hit him.
Oh.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
heck yeah. I'm going to try for a fireball then.
Go
It's
for
line of sight, but your dog is nearsighted.
it. You can
How dare
see him.
you.
He's right there.
I may not be able to see all the colours you do, but by golly, I can see everything you do.
Fuck you, I can see green.
How dare you?
Why are you getting
Alright,
mad
I'm
at the
gonna
dog?
I'm actually going to change who I'm going to attack.
No, please. I've already taken
Alright,
enough of an
let's see
emotional
if this works. Probably
Okay.
not.
So 3 hits. So he gets a chance to defend against it.
No. He
He
should get a startle because he thought it was a real dog and then it was a dog who shoots fireballs.
so he's going to
I mean,
try
to be
and
fair, none of you knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
yeah. He's going to try and dodge out of the way.
I wish you wouldn't.
But it's a tie, so he hits you, I believe. You
He
hit
hits
him, I
you?
mean. So you play.
Oh, no.
so the template is here, and indirect combat. So he takes what damage? Doesn't say. Fuck.
Dog type damage.
Goddamn magic's so fucking hard to understand.
Yeah. You got a magic character to come in.
He wanted to be magic.
I'm just a dog.
He wanted to be magic.
Dog wizard.
This is true.
I don't know how to apply
Oh,
damage.
do I
from
have
that.
to roll to resist drain as well?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Let's see what this does.
you resisted it. Lucky you.
Hooray!
You're so strong.
Spell takes.
Good boy.
So the damage type. Oh, the damage type hasn't been set. That's fucking white. I can fix this. Fireball.
Type.
What was that? Chimp.
It's gonna be a fucking Pokemon trick where it's like fireball, ground type.
He's not a ground type. Amendment's former lover is not a ground type.
He's an air
I didn't
type
think he
twink, we
was
know
an
this.
air type, wasn't he? Because didn't he
Yeah.
use stunts on his motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
Although
an air
you could
type.
argue that's metal type.
Also, is air type a thing? I never played Pokemon.
Flying, I
That's
think.
flying.
they do.
Yeah.
Flying type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't believe you never played Pokemon.
Neither did I
Nathan.
though.
What,
It just didn't interest me. I was a Digimon guy.
Digimon
The
guy.
Digimon guy?
Valid.
Digimon guy.
Digimon.
Oh, what
Digital
force did you?
monsters.
What force did you roll it with? Probably the
whatever,
standard, one. Yeah, I'm gonna assume it was the standard. Oh, I accidentally killed you. You're fine.
Oh, no!
The end. Sorry, sorry, you've died.
Well, thank you all for having me.
Just gonna roll it. So it's you've rolled it with 3, which is the normal one. So I think it's 3 damage.
Pog.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble with it.
But
But he's got the armor.
Okay.
So it. Okay. I'm gonna go with 2 here. No, 1. 1 damage. Yeah, that fits. Okay. And that's where it hit him. Can I get rid of that? No, I deleted the man. I'm bad at this.
No, you're doing great.
I'm so good I killed him.
Yeah, you bastard.
Yeah. No, I'm next.
Yeah.
Max, I'm next. You have to let me kill
Your
this
next,
man.
your next
Oh,
conduit.
I want to kill the man.
You're next.
Me?
Yes.
But did he take damage? He did how many?
He took a damage. He he gets hit by the fireball. It kind of explodes sort of near him, and throws him backwards. And he's like, his leathers are kind of singed and burnt and mangled, but he seems like still on his feet.
Like Nick Cage in Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance when he's not in the Fire Skull mode and his leather's all kind of half melted.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. So he's hot. No. Can I, just because I'm conscious of the fact that I don't know if I want to blast this guy so that Amendment can maybe have one more turn, how difficult would it be for me to sort of use Animate to pick up the motorbike and kind of...
You might be out of a decent range for that.
No!
Maybe. Let me check your spells.
Or am I able to,
Animate.
like in Pathfinder, where I
it's
can
line
like
of
spend
sight.
one move to walk?
Oh no, it's line of sight, so you could do it, I think. But I think it would need a you could do it. It might not necessarily
Even
hurt
if
him.
it's just to like, yeah, even if it's just to like stagger him.
Yeah.
But I want to picture like, if Leon has like the gravity gun in Gmod, he's like,
Yeah. So you could do that. Yeah, you could throw the bike to try and sort of bump him.
okay, normal. And am I doing anything funny to it? I'm just
Nah, just normal force. Okay, so
hog.
it can resist. The bike gets to resist.
What? Hello.
Well, I
The
mean,
bike is also secretly a dog.
actually,
It can speak to
it doesn't get to resist.
Yeah, it's a horse.
So the bike doesn't really move, but it kind of swings on an angle and bumps him and sends him like away from. Yeah, he sends him away from like not too far away, but like he staggers a bit.
He's
far.
like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I hope mentally he's like, oh, maybe I'm not friends with the bike after all, despite the fact that this is like how I go to work and shit.
Bike,
Like,
I trusted you, he says.
Yeah, he's like, that's what gets to him.
Okay.
He's shaking.
Yeah, he's shaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it is Amendment's turn.
Okay.
Get his ass.
So Amendment's mad because, and he could never communicate this.
Yeah.
But he's mad that Twink never said that he was alive and never contacted Amendment. But Amendment's not willing to communicate that, and so Amendment's doing what Amendment does best, which is point and shoot.
Please fire his giant cannon at him.
Yeah. Let's evaporate my boyfriend.
Oh no.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
Yeah. Which one?
You go into your gear, so when you open up your
Yes.
character sheet, and you find your Panther
Salt
XXL.
cannon?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you click that.
No. Why wouldn't it let me? Oh, never mind. Yep, never mind. Range. What's my range?
You are within. I think you're about 14. You're about 17 meters
Oh,
away.
so
from
short. Oh, short
Yeah.
range. Oh my god. Okay. And then
Turn him into a mist. Missed him. Okay,
Okay, so it's 3 hits. He's going to try and leap out of the way of that. He's going to actually try and use his bike for cover. That's partial cover.
Oh, is the bike going to resist?
He's going to try and do full defense. So he's... Oh! He he leaps to the side behind the motorcycle, and basically where he was standing becomes a massive fucking crater. Like the dirt flies up, and he's crouching behind his.
This guy, now I'm angry.
He's crouching behind his thing, and he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. I grew stronger, man. I grew stronger.
Jed next.
Oh yeah, Jed's still got his.
Shoot him.
Jed's still got his 2 turns if he wants to use them.
Because this fucker has hurt Amendment's feelings and threatened him, Jed decides to pull out one of his 6-shooters. Hey, Saranoia, motherfucker! You should have stayed dead.
Fucking dome the guy. Yes.
Then,
And he's run out of defensive moves.
I really want to evaporate him, though, everybody, just so you know.
just hit his corpse. If I hit this, just blow up his corpse. Make sure he's dead this time. Actions. Sorry, no. It's under gear, isn't it? There it is.
Shoot him in the knee or something. Shoot his knees.
Yeah, I don't want him to fucking do any more leaps and bounds.
Well, that'll
I'm
be a
gonna aim
plus.
at his foot.
Okay, that'll be a +2. Like to the amount of or a negative. No, a -2 because that's you're taking dice off because you're trying to do a cold shot. Does that make sense?
Where do I put the negative? In the
so
situational
when you go to,
mod?
Yeah.
Okay. So -2.
2.
Roll.
Okay.
Aim for his foot, by the way.
So he's got no active defense, but he's just got his reaction and his intuition to escape on, and he's gonna have situational mod's also gonna be -2 because he's being blasted by like a whole group. You didn't expect that.
His knees with a motorbike.
But he gets 5 hits, so your bullet misses him,
Fuck off.
Jed. He's a spry. He's a very spry twink that Amendment fell for. He's very and you feel like
this fucking dog. This fucking dog.
So I reroll for the next round of initiative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if okay, so now we are at what? Hang on. Is this hang on, next round.
He was called Twink Speedo on account of his speed.
Okay, so Jed gets another shot because we wrap back around right to Jed. So go for it, Jed.
I get out my other one and aim for his shoulder this time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want to dome
Jed's
him.
is always disproportionately.
That's just a
hard.
negative. That's just a -1 because his shoulder is easier to hit.
Okay.
But he's got his full complement of moves back now. Okay, so Twink Speedo will defend. He'll try and dodge. Oh, he dodges again. He's so spry.
This fucking guy.
And now it's his turn. And with his turn, he leaps on the back of his motorcycle, and he revs it up, and he begins to on the back of the motorcycle begins to speed past you. So he's
Let me shoot it. Let me shoot it. Let me shoot it.
Okay, so it's in movement. It's not stopped, but it's in motion. And he's here, and he's not shooting at you, but he's driving, and it's now Fire Dog's turn. But I think the way it works is he can give you his shot if he doesn't want to take a shot himself. If that's not how it works, I'm sorry, Shadowrun people. I just kind of play fast and loose with the rules based on what's cinematically cool.
I know you don't know me, dog, but this is important to me.
I love the smile.
Dog's face
I
in
love
his
his
hands.
smile when he's like,
Yeah.
Barely know you too, but I believe in you.
He's such a good
Amendment
boy.
thinks that the dog... Amendment thinks he doesn't have to talk to the dog. He can just think thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks
Well, that's
that
true.
works.
He can do
holds
that.
the- Oh,
He
okay.
can-
All right.
He
okay.
can think to him.
Oh my god, So Amendment has this like incredibly beautiful intellectual like just moment with this dog where he's actually able to communicate. He's doing it in his mind and he can't.
Yeah. So Mr. Pippins is the
dog's
only.
also getting like background feedback from Amendment where it's just like violence, killing, homosexual, violence.
But Mr. Pippins is the only one now that can see that Amendment is like a beautiful soul.
Aww.
No one else knows that.
So Amendment gets his panther cannon. And he's had enough. Are we still short? Yeah. He's right there.
Still short
He's
range.
right there. He's right there. Okay.
Sorry, hang on a second. What's that?
May I pat the dog?
Yes.
I would love to see.
T wants to pat the dog.
I'd love to see
He's there.
Leon try and pull this guy off the motorcycle mid-motion with his
Oh,
mind.
I really wanted to, as he was going past, put up a mana barrier so he just fucking hit him.
So Amendment's taken this shot with the giant cannon. He's gonna use his pilot groundcraft to try and get out of to skip out of the way, but it might be hard for him. But he'll give it a shot. So that's gonna be different than. Again, this might not be the rules, but we play by my rules that I created.
He also doesn't trust his motorbike at this point on account of the fact I made it move like a ghost.
A ghost.
He's a little bit shaken.
Ooh! So he skids out of the way of the explosion.
Are you kidding me?
I
This
hate
twink
this
is so
guy.
spry. This twink is so spry.
This twink is very spry. He's a spry guy.
Oh.
So Amendment is
Amendment never misses. He's so sad. He's like
This is like
extra sad.
you guys have never seen Amendment miss with this fucking cannon. Like this cannon has blown up so many guys in front of you, except for Mr. Pippins. But like you've all seen this happen so many like, and the fact that he's missing and this guy like moves supernaturally fast.
Fucking
Mash
hate
says to
this
stick
guy.
something through the wheel of the bike.
The sticks. We had sticks before.
Amendment looks at the dog and ponders just like throwing it at the bike. But he's like, I better not.
God.
It's Mr. Pippin's turn now because he actually no, he swapped with Amendment, so it's Conduit's turn and then Mr. Pippin's.
Okay. I have a question just because I don't have like the PDF on me. The spell environmental area. Sorry.
What?
Shut up. Physical barrier.
Physical barrier.
Is that like
Physical barrier. Let me look it up for you.
and could I potentially sort of make a
SR5294.
circular barrier?
Around the bike?
Sort of like a pen.
A pen, you say? Maybe. I'll check on I'll just see exactly what it can do.
Alternatively, if he's still in motion, I'm happy to cast mana barrier again.
The spell creates a glowing, translucent force field with 1 point of both armor and structure. So he'd probably just go through it, if you did it, but it might slow him a little bit. Alternatively, you can use this to form a wall with a height of equal to the spell's force and a length equal to +2. This creates a physical wall. Anything the size of a molecule or less can pass through the barrier, including air or other gates. Anything bigger treats the barrier as a normal physical wall. So yeah, you can make a wall in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, I could always just do mana barrier. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do.
Physical barrier is what
Mana barrier.
Mana barrier he would go through.
Oh, because it only.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Physical barrier, please.
Yep.
In front of his bike.
Okay.
Like right in front of the wheel, if I can see it.
Okay.
I love how all in we're going on this. Like
I
we
fucking hate this
just
guy.
Okay. So the wall appears in front of him. He can't react to it yet because he hasn't hit it yet. It's Mr. Pippin's turn, so Mr. Pippin's can interact.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fireball that motherfucker again. Also,
And then we can
Cry,
hear him
I
say
see there are two fireballs on.
Oh yeah,
my
I put a
spells
second
list
one
now.
there by accident. Just ignore one of them.
Alright, so it doesn't matter which one I
Fireballs
click.
It shouldn't matter.
Alright, well, I'm going to go with this fireball then. Just normal roll.
Radius 3 meters. Okay, so that's a. You aimed it at him. Okay, so he. I don't know how to. There's an issue with these fireball spells in that I don't quite understand them.
They've been.
And every time you use them, I'm like.
Just make it up.
I've
I
got
should
it
start
here.
saying that
Just
about
say
things that I
critical
don't
success.
understand in general. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's an issue with this
Just
concept.
Just say it works and it catches the fuel tank of the bike and it just
Striking the target.
It's
The
fire
secondary
flames. Like,
fireball's an area spell,
Catches the exhaust.
giving them the double
and then
benefit.
Amendment just like loses faith in his like gun and just walks over and just like stomps this guy's fucking
Ooh,
head
yeah.
into the ground.
Goes all Michael Myers in
Yes.
Halloween 2018.
Crushes it like a
Stomps on the doctor's
pumpkin.
head.
Mm.
Okay,
Yes!
so the fireball hits
Gosh,
the
fuck
bike.
you.
The fireball hits the bike, and Twink Speedo throws himself off the bike and sort of rolls on the ground as the bike itself.
He's so spry. He looks great doing it.
As the
We all
bike
think
itself strikes the wall and explodes in like a flashy, Hollywood stunt show explosion as the
Yes.
fireball ignites the gas tank and sends it up in a pillar of flame. And he's lying. He takes a little bit of damage from jumping off the bike while it's moving. And he finds himself lying, and now it's his turn. So he springs to his feet, and he kind of turns to you, Amendment, and says, and holds up his hands and says, "Don't kill me.
Oh,
Remember all of the good times we had."
shoot him.
It's Amendment's turn now. Actually, no, it's the end of the round. It's Jed's turn. Oh, Jed gets another turn.
Can Jed walk over there, manhandle him, just throw him at the feet of Amendment, and like make sure he's like looking directly into Amendment's eye? Slash grenade.
Slash grenade. Yeah, you can get there in time. You can walk over to him and walk back. You'd have enough time.
Yeah. So I just so I walk over to him, pick him up, and then just like proper like old Western movies when they throw someone out of the saloon.
Yeah,
I do
so
that to him.
he
but
lands.
towards Jed,
Yeah, you throw him, and you're here now. You throw him, and he lands at Amendment's feet. And he's like, "Amendment, I was just angry. We can talk about this.
Is it my turn?
We're out of combat now, I'll say."
Leon spits on him.
Oh.
I mean, I can't execute him though.
What?
What's the ethics of kidnapping in this game?
What do you mean? They're the same ethics as they would be in real life.
He's
like,
so
he's
he's
like
frowned upon for us
Yeah.
to take him and
Can-
stuff him into our white van.
A
like-
part of
All
me
the
wants
stuff we do is
to.
frowned
A part
upon.
of me wants to have Amendment cup his face, like he did with the dog.
yeah.
But Amendment's hands do like cover his whole
Yeah.
head. And then he just looks at him for so long, and he becomes angrier and angrier, and just starts squeezing his
He's
head.
He's like, whoa,
and,
whoa,
then
whoa.
just- and then all of a sudden, his face, his hands just go.
He's like,
guys
whoa. Yeah.
fucking
So Twink Speedo's like, whoa, oh, and then you see Twink Speedo's head explode like an overripe tomato in Amendment's hands, with like brain and bits of skull splattering all over Leon, who is also still standing right next to Amendment, and all over Amendment as well.
Amendment does. I mean, Leon just does like a little weird dance, like.
Yeah. And then Twink Speedo's body slumps to the ground.
And Amendment's just. I don't know if that's what he intended to do, but he did it. He doesn't have. He's not good at emotional regulation. And
Amendment, if you're having trouble sort of dealing with this at the moment, I could take this off your hands. Like, fucking lickety split. In fact, I'm probably just gonna. I
think amendment.
Just for the body.
I think he gives a little sad shrug, and he just goes and sits in the driver's seat.
Does he say anything?
like
Does he say anything poetic that that Mr. Pippins can hear?
I think he just turns to Mr. Pippins and he just says, "I think that was the perfect twink."
Mr. Pippins has no.
Right now, I would.
Mr. Pippins has
And then
no
he
idea
just
what the
sadly
perfect twink
kind of just drags his little feet and just goes and sits in the van. And as he sits in the van, it just like groans and
slumps
like
the
sits
ones.
really far down. And he just sits there. And he just waits for you guys.
So amendments in the
Maybe
van.
eats a jerky or something.
Amendments in
Just
the
emotionally
van.
eats a jerky. Or a fucking boiled egg in his pocket.
And just as amendments sitting in there, the van beeps like it's ready to move again.
Again.
Coming with us.
You put the decapitated body in the van.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like he's in there.
All right, so he's in the
He's
back.
covered by, like,
He's in the back,
Here's
nestled
Shadowrun.
amongst the
Here's a
bikes.
thought.
Yeah.
Is there, like, on Amendment's fake eye, is there a slot to put a little eyeball in there, like it just to look like a real eyeball before Amendment takes it out and uses it as a grenade launcher? The reason
One
I'm asking
eye.
is, that's the reason I'm asking is,
Yeah.
could we pick up the eyeball or one of the eyeballs
Revolting.
from Twink and put it over the?
I want Jed offers Amendment the eyeball, just holds it up,
This perfectly crystal blue eye that you stared
and Amendment's
into.
like, no.
He's like a 3-year-old child being like, huh? Like, will this
Yeah.
make me better?
Leon's at the back of the
Amendment's just
van
like,
loading the body.
No. And then I feel like the Jed offers it to the dog. He's like,
It's a chew toy.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
oh,
So
I like how if Mr.
oh my god,
Pippins,
Mash,
like,
I
shakes
did
his
Lenny
head.
him. Every time I think about Amendment, I think about Lenny. I just think, because I think didn't I crash something else that I loved?
yeah, one of your other twinks.
Oh no.
Several.
So this
No
was,
wonder I'm still here.
yeah.
Too
You're unnaturally resilient.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
one of those fucking.
Yeah, you
Yeah, that's right.
you squeeze Leon and he
Yeah.
just kind of like turns to like goop and slips
just
through your hands.
I'm like non-Newtonian fluid. Like you grab me and I'm like there, but then it's like
Yeah.
that's my superpower.
So you're getting ready to gonna keep on the road now.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
that didn't like alert the border patrol, did it?
You don't know. You don't really have a
Fuck.
way of knowing.
That is hardly our fault. That guy
Yeah.
stalked me. That's
Yeah.
what Amendment's having this massive gossip bitch conversation with the dog. Like, that guy fucking stalked me and he's psycho.
You wouldn't fucking believe what he did.
Yeah. Well, we're just like stoically dry. I feel like Amendment's maybe his inner voice is actually like a real bitchy, like, I want to add that to the character. Yeah, so you wouldn't even believe.
So yeah, you load yourselves into the car. Mr. Pippins is sitting alongside Amendment at the front of the van, like listening to Amendment's.
Just a paw, just like carefully placed on Amendment's lap to know that I'm there for him.
What are you doing, Jed?
I'm just chilling in the van.
I like to imagine if like it's kind of everyone squished in at the front. It's like Jed, Amendment, and Mr. Pippins.
Yeah.
Leon is in the back, and there is some kind of shaking going on.
Yeah, there's a
But they're like,
blanket.
we just-
There's a blanket over Leon. And you've all learned over time to just ignore this shit. You're just like,
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
turn the music up.
I'm just trying desperately to block out Leon's thoughts.
yeah. Leon is surreptitiously evicted from the mind link, and you no longer hear Leon's thoughts.
We're listening to Jolene by Dolly Parton at the moment because
On
Yeah.
repeat.
Amendment's breakup song is Jolene.
Mr. Pippins gets like a little. Leon gets like a little. You know when Discord like mutes you and it's like doo-doo. It gets mute.
Yeah.
Gross.
Okay, so you all pop back in the van. Leon, put Leon where he is. And
It's really just there.
and the van sort of is back, you know, not in full working order, but doing better now. And you can.
We're all doing a bit better now.
You can.
You know,
Well, I mean, you just murdered a man.
Beside the point.
a psycho X. You know.
That's
Yeah.
justified.
Oh, I'm so
It's actually
tempted
legal.
to just have multiple like psycho twink X's of amendments.
Yeah.
To show up as
Amendment's is
regular-
just super slut. Just leaving a trail of like perfect twigs.
And they're all like, "You never loved me, Amendment," whereas Amendment is like deeply affected by all of them.
Yeah.
It's because amendment can't say anything.
No.
And Mr. Pippins is going crazy hearing like amendments full range of emotion. Just sitting there like,
I just think to myself, I wasn't told that there'd be this much emotional baggage.
Yeah.
well, to be fair, Horatio had no idea. Horatio doesn't know about amendments' rich inner life.
And
I'm
it
gonna
is
jump out of the
the
website
rich-
just real quick. Sorry, guys.
It is the richest inner life.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you need
And
the link
he,
again?
if Mr. Pippins tries to
No,
read
no,
Jed's
that'll be
mind,
fine.
it's just the Bonanza theme song.
Yeah.
Just over and over on loop.
Mr. Pippin's head as well. He's listening to that and also Jolene on repeat for like 6 hours, and Mr. Pippins is getting like lobotomized by this music,
Yeah.
turning him back into a normal dog.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Pippins has control to like kick people out of the mind link. If
true.
they become like untenable.
Ungovernable.
I'm just getting. So you guys are in the Salish She territory now, which is a Native American nation. Probably a bit like not quite as built up as Seattle, but government-wise, a lot more well-to-do than the United Canadian and American States, which is where you come from.
Please weave in a Coco level hot love interest for Amendment, please. Coco from Pocahontas. Way
Okay.
hotter than John Smith, just saying.
So, the road that you're on sort of leads towards Spokane, which is a town in Washington.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Spokane. While you're driving, you can see in the distance Mount Rainier, which is a big. I think it's an active volcano. Might be. There's a lot of active volcanoes in that area, and you can see like the smoke and steam kind of rising from the top of it. And Spokane is probably where you're going to need to stop for the night. Unless, well, it's up to you. Like, you can stop for the night and try and get a room. You've got money. Or you can just keep driving through the night and maybe take shifts. It's totally up to you what you would do. You've got a long way to go. It's probably about 3 days before you reach Denver.
Should we have a snooze at the inn? At the
rest-
Spokane Inn?
Would it be
Rest
controversial
sounds
because
good.
we don't have like sins? Will they be like?
Well, you could probably like high class venues probably won't accept you, but there's probably some shitty ones that will just take cash and not really ask any questions.
Oh yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Leon's got those little like pressed nickels with anime girls on them that he uses everywhere.
And an amendment just quietly replaces them for real money when
Yeah.
Leo's not looking.
And distracts the person while a fucking decapitated corpse is dragged into the room.
Yeah.
Oh, you're bringing
like,
it
this is
into the
my
room
luggage.
with you.
Well, yeah, you gotta,
All right, so you're all
She's a
sharing.
God's
You're all
God.
sharing a room.
Oh no!
No!
Or do you buy individual rooms?
No, we're all sharing a room. We always
Okay.
share a room. The dog doesn't know this.
I love the idea that the dog was expecting to have his own room.
Yeah. These people live like animals.
Ah,
Yeah, so
The man says no to the corpse at the door. He's like, no.
in the van. It's got to stay in the van.
Yeah.
Damn it! And instead of putting it back in the van, I just drop it and walk into the motel.
Why would it then?
So you're just going to leave it lying on the floor? On the ground outside?
No, maybe I'd take it back to the van, but then maybe stay in the van.
Okay, so
Would I sleep in the van?
Leon stays in the van for the evening.
Yeah.
There's 2 beds in the room that you rented, 2 double
Dog
beds.
gets one and Jen sleeps on the floor.
Yeah. So Amendment takes 1 double bed for themselves because that's a normal bed size for Amendment.
Quite small.
Yeah.
It's a bit small.
Yeah, but you're roughing it.
Yeah.
Mr. Pippins gets a whole bed to himself. he's just
Oh, and he curls up in a tiny
he
little
curls up in a
ball
little
the
furry
middle.
ball in the middle, yeah. And
Jed's also in a fetal position on the floor.
Jed's in a fetal position on the floor.
Unrelated.
And outside the van is creaking over and over
Yeah,
again.
the hydraulics are not fantastic. It's like Jolie is still playing.
Oh my god.
Leon is a terrible, terrible man.
Yes.
And there, as you're lulling off to sleep, Amendment, you think about the perfect twink and how
The one that got away.
if only you could speak what was going on in your mind. Maybe
Weirdly, while I'm thinking this, while he's thinking this, another one bites the dust, starts playing in his head. And he keeps to himself that this is definitely not the first or third
yeah.
or 5th time that this has happened.
He's like masking it, but in the back of his head, he's like, "What is the acceptable amount of boyfriends to have killed?"
Am I the perfect twink?
Yeah.
They keep coming after me, baby.
And just as you're about to drift off to sleep, Amendment, your comlink, which is on the table next to you, rings. And it's a number you don't recognise. It's unidentified.
A twink.
Amendment.
Yeah.
So, I hear that Twink Speedo finally caught up with you.
Who is this?
Let's just say I'm part of a group that has a vested interest in you.
He's not really giggling into the phone.
Amendment's like lying on the bed with his legs propped up behind him, shaking them over. He's like, "Yeah."
The telephone cord wrapped around Amendment's.
Hey, what are you doing?
Wait, say again. I wasn't listening.
We're part of a group. We're part of a group that has a vested interest in you.
What does vested mean?
They wear vests. They wear singlets all the time.
We wear vests.
We're the vest gang.
What do you want?
Your blood.
Amendment's like, I'm not really sure if I actually have any blood, so it's like, I think I'm pretty robot-y now.
The Legion
get
of
it.
Twinks is coming for you, Amendment. And then he hangs up.
Oh no! This is bad. If they're all as reflexy as
What
the
have
last one, we're
I done?
fucked.
Like, no, they're also acrobatic, and I feel like he would have fucked like the whole of Cirque du Soleil. Like, You know. Oh no. What has he done?
And like the Matrix connection to your phone is, well, you don't know, but it's hacked into, and there's like a little laughing skull face. It's in
Okay.
neon pink, and it says Twinks underneath it. And it's got crossbones through it. It's going, it goes,
Oh my god. I screenshot.
Yeah,
I fucking send to whatever his name is, our little friend.
Horatio.
Horatio.
Your little
Horatio, and
friend.
I'm like,
My little friend.
and I'm like, oh fuck, it's finally happening. And then I just send that to him.
Horatio messages back, like, what the fuck is this?
Horatio messages back like he types like a dad.
Yeah.
He's like question mark?
Yeah.
Oh no.
What
full
dis?
stop, full stop, full stop. What is this? Question mark.
And I'm just gonna write, I need help.
He's like, where are you?
I just need information on this Twink gang. Okay, I need information on the Twink gang.
And he just says, I'm on it. And he'll get back to you when
thank
when he's learned about
that's all I want. Fucking
I'm on
whatever.
a prawn emoji.
it. Prawn emoji. So the rest of the night passes without incident, and you wake up the next morning to a bright and sunny day. Leon, what are you doing when the sun rises on the horizon?
Oh, you know Leon didn't like get a lot of sleep last night. So he's probably like, so the back window shattered, is that correct?
Yeah.
He's probably like half in, half out of the van, like face down, just hanging there, kind of half asleep, looking like he's been thrown out of a moving van, except not quite. Yeah. Trying to get some sleep, or maybe just really worn out.
Okay, what is Mr. Pippins doing?
I'm just sticking by amendment, just making sure no other tomfuckery happens.
Providing moral support to Amendment.
That's right.
Who's suddenly realised they have an army of evil exes.
This is a support dog, I've just realised.
Yeah.
Horatio was like, yeah, I've got this magic dog that shoots fireballs, but in reality, he's like, I need you to fix these people.
Yeah.
Well, fix like Amendment and Jed. I don't think you can fix Leon.
Don't go near Leon.
don't. I know you can do that brain thing. Don't do it to Leon.
No.
Jed, what do you do as the morning breaks?
Imagine I sort of wander down and take, get a drink from if they've got like a open bar or something.
So while you're at the hotel like bar getting a drink, you look out the window and you see across the road the telltale blocky Y shape of a YMCA.
Yumka. And immediately, it's like a moment of, I'm here, and I grab my drink off the counter, and I turn and I see it out the window and immediately drop the glass. The bartender says, hey! And I just walk out, ignoring him, and start heading straight for the YMCA, ignoring everything in my path, and make a beeline for it.
And we fade out on that chapter, and we will pick up again What?
No,
What
I'm just overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed.
And that's the end of that chapter, yes. What
I'm overwhelmed for Jed. I'm overwhelmed for me.
Leon can get fucked.
Leon did get fucked.
Leon got fucked.
That poor
As it
dog.
turns out, Twink Speedo was didn't really want to die. Was very much into revenge sex. So
Okay, I love that.
The whole thing is, like, the reanimation stuff that Leon can do doesn't work in that way. So really, Leon is just having sex with dead bodies. And probably partially hallucinating.
No wonder
Actually, all so unhinged.
Leon's having sex with corpses whilst the ghost of that said corpse is watching.
But the whole thing is, the way that spirits work in Shadowrun is that they don't maintain their, like, earthly identity. So what Leon would do is just bound a spirit to this body. Not necessarily, it wouldn't have the memories or thoughts of Twink Speedo. It would just be a spirit in this body.
Leon, fucking so many grandmas, just
Yeah.
like old people, just died of natural causes.
Just this
They're in most need of it. They're the ones that have been hanging out and been like, actually, you know what? It's been about a good 4 decades, and
Oh my god. I hate
coming
that.
back around
I
to
hate
it.
that amendments passed. It's just like catching up with him.
I thought of it
he's so
today.
anxious.
I thought of the idea today, and then like I was gonna have just the one, and then I was like, no, there should be more
It's
than
just
one.
the one
and
twink,
then,
actually.
and then Gideon said Legion. I was like, and I was thinking the same thing already, and I'm like, yes, it's gonna be a Legion
Oh my
of twins.
god. It'd be
100%
like
would.
they'll arrive like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, with one of them on top with like fabric flying off the back. And
There's a
everyone
legion
would
of
be
them,
like,
and they maybe all have different like strengths and abilities.
oh no,
Oh,
this
no.
is how I die.
Like Twink Speedo was like a speedster motorcycle
Oh my
expert,
God.
and one of them's
but
a
Twink Speedo was also like a loner, which is why he wasn't part of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they approached him, but he said, "No, I'm doing this on my own."
yeah.
He was
Maybe-
far too into it. I really love that they all think that amendments like scorned them, but it was really just amendment ghosting them maybe for like a week, and then they're
Yeah.
like, "Ah!"
But remember not realizing he was ghosting them, like, you know, he doesn't, he's not.
yeah.
Amendment
then it
just picks
doesn't
up a
open his
mission in like some
messages.
other
Yeah.
like area and just goes there for like 3 weeks
Yeah.
and doesn't think to tell anyone.
I love to
The
imagine
amount of time amendment has.
Yeah,
You go.
amendment looks at you know when people like open a message and there's read receipts and then just not answer it, and then people like, but he's read it, like what? He's seen the message, but he thinks like, oh yeah, I'll message this later.
Just never
2
done.
weeks later.
Just love the
And the amount of
impassive,
time
like-
amendment has been slapped,
Ooh,
like, yeah,
yeah.
just for
It's a
not
good thing he's got so much
texting back.
metal in the side of his face now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well,
That's part of the
I
reason.
like to think amendment's changed a bit since maybe he was met by these twinks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like Amendment's led a reasonably long life.
yeah.
Mostly
Who knows
full,
how old he is?
Yeah, mostly full, and because he's so buff and healthy, he basically you can't tell it. And he's also got
Yeah.
cybernetic like stuff, so you can't really tell how old Amendment is.
Yeah.
But now Amendment has an emotional support dog.
Thank God.
To
It's really
to
helped
help
Needs
him.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, not entirely the role I thought I'd be playing with the team, but hey, I'm happy.
Hey, when I made this character, I did not think
Yeah.
that this is how
Stu
rich
made this
he
character
would
as
be.
like a just a monster that would do heaps of damage and be racist, and they've
Yeah.
instead turned out to be like this deep character with like,
incredibly layered, repressed.
Amendment's
Gay
definitely
man
like the
who's just-
protagonist of
Yeah.
this campaign. Like, I'm rooting for Amendment.
Honestly,
Leon's the
It
antagonist.
makes sense that I've done that. It makes sense that I made it all about me. It's a central
I'm sorry that I
character.
don't have like a meta plot element for Leon yet, but
Leon
I'll
is
find something at
Loving
some
where
point.
I am at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're enjoying
But
just being like
also-
dragged along and sort of
Yeah.
experiencing
I was
the.
gonna say, even if Conduit was like the villain, he would definitely do the entire campaign literally standing next to these people, and then at the end be like, "Huh? Oh, I'm gonna kill you now." But also, like, so once we streamline fireballs, then I think you can kind of,
Yeah.
you know.
We've got other spells too.
Oh yeah, like
No.
flamethrower.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
We don't
And
have one of those.
Flame burst.
Oh my god.
All I can say is I'm gonna need my support dog, Roasty Toasty Twinks. Like, it's just gonna be.
Roll
I like how you've
support
already
dog in
decided
hand.
you're going to kill all these twinks as they turn up.
What I meant to do. Have a
Well, one of
conversation
them
with
tried to like talk to you, and you just crushed his head.
Didn't try and talk to me. He was mad at me. Shot me.
He
Shot
tried
at
to
me.
attack us first.
Yeah, it was a prick. If it wasn't for my quick thinking and mana barrier,
He would have blown
My
up your
van
van.
would have-
He
Yeah,
would have destroyed
and
Leon's
also-
van.
Who knows what Amendment was thinking when he was holding that guy's hands in his face?
That's
I
true.
do.
He could have been like, "You're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful," and they're just getting so excited, being like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Like
think
Lenny.
Yeah, Mr. Pippins is like,
Puppy.
oh,
Like Lenny
oh,
with the puppy in fucking...
I just like the idea of Mr.
whatever-
Pippins watching on like, no, no.
And as a support care worker, being like, I've been advised that you need to de-escalate this situation. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We'll work on that next
Well, no
week.
one's around to notice, so we'll just
Yeah.
just be quiet about that and forget about
I think
that.
Amendment always is a little bit shocked by his impact that he has, like, by his strength sometimes.
Yeah.
I think he's like, like he doesn't think someone's head will just pop.
Until
He
it
doesn't
does.
think his gun will mist a person. Like, you know.
I really want a psychologist whose roles include psychic telepathy, fireball, fire burst.
Flamethrower.
Yeah.
I mean, I have mind probe.
I'm so tempted to like go back and adjust Mr. Pippin's sheet to have like a high degree of knowledge in like psychology or psychiatry or something.
Yes.
I'm so happy for you to do that.
I may do
Yes.
it.
Do
And
it.
just say that he's had like a life before this group where he was like a psychiatrist working.
Oh my god, he
Is he
can
like-
therapize all the twinks to forgive me.
Oh yeah, you could like turn them.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
the
I think
twonks.
that's... It's very frowned upon to try and turn the
I'll be back in
twinks.
1 second.
Oh,
that's
keep,
true,
keep
actually.
chatting.
Converting is not. No. Yeah.
Mr. Pippin's
Not in this day and
conversion.
age.
Well,
Oh
that's
my
conversion
God.
therapy from alive people into dead people. So hold on, was Mr. Pippin's like a man before he
Oh,
was a dog?
no. I've always been a dog.
Oh, but at some point you might have been a dog psychiatrist.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I've
And he
just...
wore a little tie on his collar.
Leon's just like, do
I
you still
actually
have
did
your
try and find a bow tie for tonight, but apparently I don't own one.
She's like, do you still have your prescription booklet? And what are your thoughts on prescribing me things?
Oh my god, yes.
A script leaflet, but it just says like bark, 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 RX.
So I don't have thumbs. I can't
Yeah. He
give
prescribes
you
dog biscuits.
anything.
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
I'm so
Pippin
excited
snacks.
for like. I'm so
I'm
excited
kind
for,
of
like, the
anxious about them,
emotional
like,
turmoil.
just... I'm just anxious about them popping up. I feel like we'll be in the middle of doing something and then they'll just be an
I also was just
army.
thinking, I like the idea that they're not all Amendment twins. Like some of them are just someone else's twin. They're like, okay, well first we'll deal with Amendment and then we'll deal with your
Make
guy.
her wear a
Yeah,
crown.
they're just like a group of like scorned men who are just like,
One or two of them are like Leon's sloppy seconds when he was going through his like denial phase.
yeah.
I
Oh my
want
god,
one
one
to
of them should
look
be
like
Leon's
exactly like
wife.
Leon.
One of them should be Leon's wife. Oh, he's just like snuck in.
Where's the fucking van, Leon?
Yeah.
I need them to take the kids to school.
You haven't been playing child support for the last 13 years.
I just like the idea that I have in my head that Leon's wife isn't like aware that like Leon is acting like they're separated, but Leon's wife is like like still thinks he's just like, you know, we'll be back at some point.
Do you
I
guys
feel
know the
like
trope
Leon.
of,
Sorry.
like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, how he's like secretly actually from like high society, but it's like that with Leon, where he like goes to his like suburban Midwestern home,
Yeah.
and he's just you open the door and he's like in a polo shirt and beige
Yeah.
slacks
Yeah.
because he.
That's what I was literally about to say that, and he's just totally like bland dad.
Yeah.
normal, like he
Yeah.
walks and he's
"How are you
like,
guys doing?"
"Hey there."
I
But
was
yeah,
kidding.
like
And then
Just
just makes like
over
little.
for Sunday brunch.
but then when
Yeah.
like so whenever like you guys think Leon's like out on a bender, that's actually the time that he's at home being
Yes.
normal, and when he's with you
Yeah.
is when he's on the bender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Leon always comes back like fucking exhausted, and he's like, "Oh my god,
I can't
this
wait to,
weekend
like-
was insane."
We
It's
got-
just like him taking his kids to soccer practice.
We need to
Yeah.
have like a scene in Denver where like Leon sobers up and is like, "Oh fuck, I'm in Denver."
There's a body next to me.
Where?
What happened to this? There's a dog talking.
Who's this fucking dog?
Calls his wife, maybe like gets a bit of Nova Coke from the receiver end of the phone, then she's like, Leon, you're ready to come back? And he's like, actually, no, I'm good.
Leon's so awful.
Yeah.
Leon just like has very few like redeeming qualities.
Yeah, but I love Amendment's going on like active killing sprees, and everyone's like, "Oh,
And
he's so repressed."
Leon, I don't think has killed anybody yet.
No.
Oh, no, Leon killed one person with the safe when they crashed the safe on that.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
head.
No, I used the monitor that she
Oh, the
was
monitor.
using.
Well,
right.
you
couldn't move
crushed a
the
woman's
safe.
head.
We were
Arguably,
having a conversation about
Amendments
this.
only
how-
killed people that were actively trying to kill Amendment. You killed someone that just said, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
So you're
The
probably
conversation
worse.
we were having about the accidental lack of female characters in this campaign and how we've killed most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every female character I've introduced, you've murdered in the same episode.
We're so sorry to all women.
Because we're like all gay or just completely like asexual. Just
Yeah.
Or a
Gemini
dog.
might actually like have an aneurysm if he was confronted with intimacy.
yeah.
Or maybe just like not even recognize it.
He'd
and-
shoot them, I reckon. It's just like
Well, 'cause
Big
we
dog.
talked about this way back. Like, his interpretation of what romance is like standing in front of each other, and then the door closes, and then nothing happens.
yes.
It was a 50s
Yeah.
Westerns where the camera pulled away.
Yeah.
It was all implied, but he never understood what the implication was. So, whenever anyone tries to mack it off with him, he panics, and he's just like, as you said, he pulls out his guns. He's just like, "Get away from me!"
He's like,
trying to do
should
steal
we
my
close
soul.
the door?
You know?
And in the 50s movies when they sleep in separate beds and he's like, yeah, that's marriage. That's like
Yeah.
third base. Sleeping in a
He's-
single bed
he's
4
fully
feet
of
from
the
each
camp
other.
of ankles,
Maybe he thinks he's married to Amendment.
but they're related. Oh, but I suppose.
we don't know. Yeah.
Neither of them care.
All right. Well, who should we raid? Let's raid Jazz.
Who's on?
Yeah, Jazz.
Jasmine Stitch.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we credit Gideon at the end?
Yes. Gideon's come up with a great story point that I definitely look forward to.
Yes,
Oh
we'll
my
be invoicing
God.
you soon. I mean, paying you.
I thought you guys were going to be doing like just doing like, you know, heists and stuff, and it's just become this weird like coming of age journey.
Films weird soap opera.
It's so good.
It's not the system to be using for this kind of game, but I do enjoy it.
Imagine like a Shadowrun, like a Shadowrun purist watching that and just being like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?"
I'm sure
Shadowrun
I'm sure
never
like
happened.
some have drifted through and been like, that's fucking ridiculous. And let...
Yeah. You can't have 2 fireballs. That man's a dog.
I have bent a lot of rules. Anyway, let's raid Jazz.
Okay.
Okay, and the raid message
What's
can
the
be
raid message?
the Legion of Evil.
Army of Twinks.
The Legion
Oh, yeah.
of the Legion of Twinks is coming for you. There you go. The Legion of Twinks is coming for you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.